Video for Unit 10. Assalamu alaikum, my dear all students. Today I'm going to discuss Unit number 10, The Naughty Monkey. So let's read the objectives of this lesson. As you can see, the learning outcomes that will be attained at the end of this lesson are: recognize the function of more joining words, recognize and use the apostrophe with contractions, recognize the function of more WH forms used in questions, respond to and ask more WH questions, comprehend questions, personal response. So students, let's start with the listening and speaking. That is already available on your page 101 of your textbook. You just need to read and practice these dialogues, and you all need to practice at home too. I'm going to reading this dialogue. How you can read or ask questions. Teacher, did you enjoy your trip? Waleed, yes, I did. I enjoyed it a lot. Teacher, what things did you take with you? Waleed, we took warm clothes as it was winter. We also took comfortable shoes for hiking. Teacher, that's good. So this is the way when we are going to conversate with others, when we are going to inquire something. So this is the way you must practice these dialogues in your school and at your home with your friends or with your siblings. So it may develop more your comprehension language. So let's move to the next one, that is the intonation pattern, students. Intonation patterns. Intonation is the way to pronounce the voice rise and fall. Person's voice, sometimes it rises, sometimes it falls, depending on where we want to stress that one and whatever we are talking about it. So these are intonations having two forms. Like number one is the rising intonation. Number two is the falling intonation. There are two forms of intonation patterns. Now you have an understanding about the rising intonation means that something, the voice rises one. In what cases a person's voices rises? There are some sorts of forms. In yes or no questions, in yes or no questions. For example, for your better understanding, I'm writing some rising tone sentences. For example, was it interesting? Ends up with a question. We already have discussed in rising intonation, there is yes or no type questions. So was it interesting? Either in a yes or in a no answer of someone. Number two, have you taken my dress? Have you taken my dress? Either in a yes or no form. Is it a good idea? Is it a good idea? What is in the form of yes or no questions. I hope now you have an understanding about which voices, person's voices in the rising form and what are the criteria underlying this. Now moving to that one, falling intonations. What are falling intonations? The voices falls on the final stressed syllable of a phrase, and it is very common in WH questions. Falling intonation, in which the voices falls on the last syllable, on the final stress syllable of a phrase, and it is very common in WH questions, like in what questions, what, when, where, there is kinds of the falling intonations. Now I'm going to write the examples of falling intonations, so you have in clear. I am not well. He is not going with us. We cannot go outside. These are I am not well. That is the last final syllable stressed. Number two, he is not going with us. The last syllable stressed one. We cannot go outside. So these are the falling intonations in which the voice falls down with the last final syllable. So these are the two comparisons of the intonation patterns. Let's move to that once. Students, on your page number, textbook of your page number 102. As you can see that one, students, say the following statements with correct intonations. There is a question, there is some sentences over here, and I'm going to read that one, and then we will decide that either it is a rising one or either it is a falling intonation. So let's start it. I am leaving school. I am leaving school. So that is the falling intonation. This is sad news. That is also a falling intonation. Is that our house? That is our rising intonation. Have they come here? In which yes or no, we already know that. That is also a rising intonation. The doctor has not come to see the patient. That is the falling intonation. So I hope now you have a better understanding about intonations. Now move to that one, the grammar part. I'm going to raise that one. Now students, look at the grammar pattern. What are joining words? Joining words means that provides a link, connect sentences, connects words. Yes. Now in your page number on your textbook, page number 102, you can see that there are some blanks in which you need to opt the best joining word, suitable joining word to complete the sentence link. Now I'm going to write that one. Do it slowly, carefully, but and. Tell me, do it slowly, dash carefully, but carefully, or and? Do it slowly, but carefully. That is the correct one. Number two, I could not leave, dash, it was too dark outside, or but. Now think, I could not leave, dash, it was too dark outside. I could not leave, but. Or, it was too dark outside. I could not leave, or it was too dark outside. This is the best one option. I tried my best dash could not score another goal. The options are but and. I tried my best and could not score another goal, but could not score another goal. But is the appropriate option. I tried my best but could not score another goal. Number 4, I will either take food dash will have some fruit, or and I will either take food dash will have some fruit. Which one is the best option? Either or and. I will either take food or will have some fruit. And will have some fruit. It was very cold dash and I put on a sweater. It was very cold dash I put on a sweater. The options are but and. It was very cold and see this, and I put on a sweater, but I put on a sweater. But it was very cold and I put on a sweater. So these are all, students, the joining words in which we need to complete the sentences. Now move towards transitional devices. There is another part that is called transitional devices. Have you ever heard about transitional devices? Transitional devices are the connectors. They show the order in which things happen. What are these? To show the order in which things happen. Actually, it tells us, the reader, that something is going to be happening in the next, and something is more exciting and more interesting in the next one. So it grabs the attention of the reader that not to break that one or not to lose the ending of that specific draft. So what are these forms? What are the transitional words that are using? For example, first, secondly, then, next, after. So students, these are the transitional words that we are using in making a connection between the sentences and to give more meanings to the context. So these are the transitional devices. Now read the following. On page number 102, yesterday I had a great time. First, that is the transitional word, I met my old friends in a park. Secondly, now he is moving towards next. Secondly, I bought a wristwatch. Next. Next is also a transitional word. I went out to have lunch with my family. Then I completed my essay for the essay competition. So these are the words that we are using to connect one sentence to another one to show a linkage. So these are called transitional devices. I hope now you have a better understanding about it. Now, what you all need to do is to make another write a paragraph in which you need to write you need to use the transitional devices. For example, yesterday I had a great lunch. First I ordered the lunch from the menu card. Secondly, I ordered some Chinese dishes, and then after next I ordered some delicious food, some sweets and some like desserts, and then after that, then I completed my lunch and give the tip to the waiter or any kind of the attendee here. So this is the form that I connect the sentences or connect the meaning of the whole context to complete my, obviously, the intention, whatever I am going to tells others. So this is the form of using transitional devices. Now, another important concept is the your students is, and the new concept, I hope that you have a better understanding by getting that knowledge from this. What is this?